A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In an effort to address the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, U.S. President Donald Trump is set to engage in separate phone calls on Monday with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. This diplomatic maneuver comes as Trump expresses optimism for a productive day and a potential ceasefire. The war, which ignited with Russia's invasion in February 2022, has posed a significant challenge for Trump, who has touted his deal-making abilities and personal rapport with Putin as key assets in resolving the crisis. Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, shared his confidence that the conversations will help clear the current diplomatic logjam, stating, "His sensibilities are that he's got to get on the phone with President Putin, and that is going to clear up some of the logjam." However, there are growing concerns regarding Trump's perceived affinity for Putin, which critics argue could disadvantage Ukraine in any resulting agreements. Bridget Brink, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, recently resigned, citing a troubling trend in U.S. policy that pressures Ukraine rather than confronting Russia. Brink's resignation was prompted by a meeting in February where Trump and his team criticized Zelenskyy for not being sufficiently deferential. She remarked, "I believe that peace at any price is not peace at all. It's appeasement, and as we know from history, appeasement only leads to more war." As Trump prepares for his calls, he has expressed a desire to end the bloodbath of war, emphasizing that discussions will also touch on trade. This indicates a potential strategy of using financial incentives to broker a deal, particularly in light of the severe sanctions imposed on Russia by the U.S. and its allies. Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, underscored the administration's stance, warning that any failure by Putin to negotiate in good faith could result in further sanctions. Bessent criticized previous sanctions as inadequate, suggesting that they did not sufficiently curtail Russia's oil revenues due to concerns over rising U.S. prices. Despite the backdrop of these high-stakes negotiations, the situation remains tense. Recent developments include a rejection by Putin of Zelenskyy's offer to meet in Turkey, which was tied to a proposed 30-day ceasefire. Instead, both nations have committed to exchanging 1,000 prisoners of war, with Ukraine's intelligence chief indicating that the exchanges could occur soon. While Trump wraps up a 4-day trip to the Middle East, he has made it clear that he believes a meeting with Putin could lead to resolution, stating, "He and I will meet, and I think we'll solve it, or maybe not. At least we'll know." Zelenskyy has also intensified diplomatic efforts, meeting with Trump's Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Rome. The Ukrainian president has emphasized the need for continued pressure on Russia until they are willing to halt hostilities. He remarked on social media that discussions included vital topics such as sanctions, bilateral trade, defense cooperation, and the battlefield situation. As the Kremlin ramps up its military actions, including a significant drone barrage targeting key Ukrainian regions, the urgency for diplomatic solutions becomes increasingly critical. The outcome of Trump's calls with Putin and Zelenskyy could have far-reaching implications for the future of Ukraine and the broader geopolitical landscape. The world watches closely as the U.S. president seeks to leverage his unique position in a bid for peace amidst ongoing conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.